to use public transport instead of personal cars, or to go with their bicycles, just like myself.
By producing biogas, we reduce the environmental impact by putting more.
Once a month, having a car-free day for a total of 24 hours.
The idea of journalism is changing. How does this change affect the representation of multiculturalism in our society? And now with me is Professor Michał Krzyżanowski. Professor Krzyżanowski, actually, he's a full professor and chair of media and communication studies at Örebro University. He also serves as a subject leader, director of research and a PhD program in media and communication studies at Örebro University. Welcome in our show. Tell me why you choose to be in this field of journalism.
Yeah, it's in my case it's a very long shot. I actually come from a background in linguistics and language research. And my interest has always been in language of the media and also of politics and political communication. So I think I can say that throughout my life I migrated across several disciplines and eventually ending up in media and communication department as I am at the moment, and of course my work now also covering quite a lot journalism studies and journalism research in various ways. Yeah.
So you end up with a professor degree?
Yeah. So I got a professorship here in Örebro 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what kind of topics are you interested in and researching?
I'm interested in several things. I think the really major topic that I work on, or major connection that I work on in connection with with media and journalism is the issue of migration. More recently, my work has been focusing quite a bit on social media, especially on Twitter as a tool in political communication. We currently have a project running here at Örebro about that, but I'm interested there also in the issue of politicization and we can say mediatization of immigration. And so, for example, in the context of current refugee crisis, how political parties have been speaking about the refugee crisis, how there has been a really significant change in the political and media discourse about immigration in the course of this crisis now. Yeah.
So did they change positively, or it's the same level?
It's unfortunately in most cases a change to the worse, so a change which is negative. I've worked with colleagues on various countries, but in several countries there has been a change from kind of well-known open humanitarian positions to a much more closed attitude. So I think the change is unfortunately negative. Another change or another challenge in a certain sense is the fact that social media are being used increasingly to mediatize and politicize certain issues.
So how does social media affect the traditional media in that way?
At the beginning, people were talking how important they are for democratization, how important they are for helping people, for example, organize social protests and things like that. But on the other hand, there's also a big danger, which is actually something I'm working on. So this danger that political parties will start using the online with all its kind of quasi-familiarity, with all its quickness, to spread, however, very negative messages and to still use it as an element of top-down rather than bottom-up communication.
Do we need to study more journalism?
There is still a demand, a skill. Not everybody can do journalism. Not everybody can self-mediate. Everybody can self-mediate, but people, there is a lot of confusion in a way. What is the subtle difference between just using the media, just recording something, just posting it, so in a certain sense, just spreading it, and journalism as the actual skill, as the actual profession of gathering information, collecting information, as the skill which is important for, in a way, creating a media message. Yeah? This is not a simple thing, and for that we will always need education.
Okay, now let's go to our reporter Fredrik Lindier, and we will hear some voices from students from Journalism Connected.
Hi Sana, we're here at the Global Journalism Center of Örebro University. Let's go and find out some of the experiences of the student at this program.
j'en ai jamais entendu parler, mais je pense que j'avais déjà entendu ce genre de formation.
How comfortable are you to apply for a job within journalism due to this education?
I would say not comfortable enough because I decided to apply for fellowships and traineeships rather than jobs, because if you look at the requirements, they accept you to have samples of your work, and the experience we got here is not enough to actually apply for real jobs.
I don't feel that comfortable because I feel that our writing skills have not been trained a lot, but I feel a lot more comfortable now with all the technical components to journalism in general, how journalism should be connected on like multimedia platforms and stuff like that.
Not very, unfortunately. I feel that while there's been a big emphasis on all the media skills, which is really great, it kind of comes without, it has a lack of context. And so, you know, the basics of journalism, like researching and how to source stories and how to like angle stories and stuff, yeah, I don't feel particularly comfortable. I'm kind of looking at traineeships or programs that bridge, that will kind of like fill the gap of what I feel is a lack of information in this course.
Okay, so how do you respond for that?
Yeah, I think we're very proud of those programs we have, especially of Journalism Connected and Global Journalism. But we are also very well aware that the situation, so to speak, the general conditions of journalism has been changing. Yeah, so journalism has been one of those professions where I think the change, the switch to the new ways of thinking because of the development of online communication has been. I think that the change has been really very significant. I think what is important though is that nowadays we have to probably stop speaking and thinking about one journalism, one type, one model of journalism, if you will. And this is also what a lot of people working on journalism theory would tell us. But start thinking about different journalisms in the plural. Yes, start thinking about different forms and formats of journalism. There is still a necessity. There is still a great demand for the skill of journalism, for the profession of journalism. But its general conditions, and especially its political-economic conditions, have been changing very significantly. And I think the problem is that that as this happens, we have to think and empower other and more alternative forms of journalism that we've known in the past. Yeah.
Because you are also one of the responsible for this program, what adjustment do students need to be really ready, a professional, when they want to work in the future?
It's of course the feeling of uncertainty which we all feel in this day and age. But I think the real challenge for journalism is that we have to kind of help educate journalists, but also make young journalists understand that in their lifetimes there might be not even one but several changes in what journalism is, how it works, what it means, and what it actually entails. We've seen many such changes in the last 20-30 years, and I think there'll be more coming. But be aware that the model of your work will be constantly changing, and that you're going to have to be more and more open to engage in different forms of activity. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your coming.
Thank you.
And we are ending this program, and see you again.